Howdy y'all, it's Desktop Dave, and welcome to Microsoft Excel Lesson 5, Basic Formulas. I love Microsoft Excel so much that I work as a teaching assistant at Cornell University for 3 classes on desktop applications, and as with any class, you're going to have grades. So I put together this grade sheet in order to demonstrate how to use basic formulas in Excel. One of my favorite things about Excel is it's not only a great way to neatly display data, but the program will also do all the math for you. Let's say these 5 assignments are all weighted the same amount, and I want to find the total of the grades of each of those 5 assignments. I don't want to sit around with a pencil and a piece of paper and a calculator to figure all of that out, so I'm going to let Excel do the work for me. I'm going to start with the equal sign, and the equal sign is what tells Excel that you're about to use a function or a formula. It says that you're not just entering text or a number. After I enter the equal sign, I'm going to click on the first cell that I want to add, cell D3. And you notice in my total cell, D3 automatically appears after I click. I'm going to go to my keyboard and use the plus sign operator to indicate that I want to add cell E3. Hit the plus sign operator again and continue to click through everything that I want to add in this total column. I have all 5 of my assignments. And now, when I hit enter, I get the total score. Excel does all of the math for me. Now, one thing I want to point out is we see a nice, neat 430 right here. But when I click on that cell and we look to the formula bar, we see not 430, but the formula which we put in. This is the difference between the formula bar and the cell. Your cell is going to be formatted however you want it to be formatted. Your formula bar is going to show you what's actually in the cell, what's under the hood, so to speak. Now, there are other ways to add things in Excel, more efficient ways that we're going to look at later, but for now we're going to stick with this reference the cell plus reference the cell, etc. I don't want to have to do that for all 19 students, so instead, while I'm in this cell, I'm going to go to the bottom right-hand corner, have the black cross appear, and then drag down to the end of my data. What this does is it adds all of these students' grades and comes up with their total in the total column. Now, I want to find the average score for each assignment. They're all weighted the same, so we can divide by 5 because there are 5 total assignments. Again, I'm going to start out with an equals sign because the equals sign is what lets us know that we're about to do a function, and this time I'm going to click on the total score. We already calculated this, and I want all 5 grades to then be divided by 5. So I'm going to click on the keyboard to select my division operator, and then I'm going to manually input the number 5. I'm going to hit enter, and we find that this student has an 86 average. Just in the same way, you notice the formula bar has the formula that we put in, and the cell is formatted in order to display the student's average. Again, I'm going to drag down using the black cross, and we have every student's average. Now here's a bit of a formatting note. I want each student's average to display 2 decimal places. So when I go up to my number format, and I'm going to go down to more number formats, I'm going to click on number instead of general. Cells are in general format to begin with, but I want number format, and I want 2 decimal places, which is already selected for me. I'm going to click OK, and now all of the students have 2 decimal places on their average. One last thing we're going to do is we're going to go to their final grade. We have the average, but we want to add extra credit. So we're going to start out with the equal sign as always. We're going to click on the average, and then we're going to use our addition operator to click on how many extra credit points each student receives. Then we have a nice even number right here, and we're going to drag all the way down as we did in the other cells, and now we have the final grade for each student. This concludes Lesson 5. Thank you, God bless, and always find new ways to excel in life.